come on in. So glad you can make it. Tiramisu is ready. Make yourself at home while I cut it up. My name is Nancy Cavaleire. I am a sustainable interior decorator, and you're in my apartment in Jackson Heights, Queens. So this is a rental, I know, shocker. And it is completely customized. We redid the tiling. This is not real, it's actually peel and stick. Super affordable, super easy, anybody can do it. We have been living here for 12 years and slowly over time, we have just kind of like updated little by little. I really don't think you need to skimp on design just because you don't own something. A lot of this stuff can be reversed and will be reversed. I see this as an investment. The deposit is an investment in my freedom of creativity. So I feel like that's an okay price to pay for me to be able to express myself and live in a home that really reflects me and shows who I am as a person, even though I don't own it. This is our breakfast room. So in this space, we really just love to hang out. We don't really use the dining table in the dining room because, I don't know, just the kitchen is where we hang out, where we do everything. It is very busy and there is a lot going on. Yes, true. But it's also very cozy and warm, and it's really where we can be ourselves as a family, which is really important to me because I didn't grow up like that. So this is a safe space. It's a safe, fun, happy, safe space. So the art on this wall is really special. This is my favorite piece. It's by my daughter. She did this when she was 2 years old. It's basically like watercolor and paint, and it's like an abstract kind of like graffiti vibe, but I think it ties in so well to the rest of our art collection. And I just love knowing that my daughter, who was 2 years old at the time, kind of came out with this masterpiece in 2 minutes. And literally she was like, boom, 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 bam. And she was like, here, mom. And I was like, oh my God, girl, you're Picasso, amazing. So this is really special to me. And I'm really happy that I can display it here with the rest of our art collection. So these little pieces right here, I got these at a stoop sale. And if you don't know what a stoop sale is basically a sidewalk sale. Like people will come downstairs, put all their stuff outside and sell it on the stoop. You're walking down the block in New York, hit a stoop sale. Where these are from the Carroll Gardens stoop sale in Brooklyn, and they have the best stuff. This was an artist that was just like clearing out his studio, and he had so many paintings, and these were $10 each. And I think they just work perfectly with my daughter's art and everything else that we have going on over here. So maybe just check out your area and look for a stoop sale. Or maybe just, if you're in New York, you can just literally walk down the block. So I know you're probably wondering what kind of wallpaper this is, but it's actually not wallpaper. This is paint. It took 10 rolls of frog tape, 1 week, possible divorce, but we made it through. This is just white paint and green paint that I picked from the green in the drapes. And these are the kind of DIYs that I like to do. Big impact, won't break the budget, but also just make the whole space. Let me show you some of my favorite pieces in this kitchen. This is a little Virgin Mary shrine, and most people don't expect me to have that because I am very New York, but I came here with my family from Italy when I was 7 years old in 1994. I grew up in a church, lots of architectural details. I went to church 3 hours a day. I went to the convent for fun. I wanted to be a nun, and people just don't expect that from me because I'm a bit gritty and a bit maybe blunt and just very real. And my favorite art piece is actually any kind of Madonna and Child. I'm gaga over Madonna and Child. And you wouldn't expect that because my house doesn't really reflect that, but in here, I reflect that. Okay, let me show you one of my favorite pieces. This is one of my 3 china cabinets. I know that's crazy to say living in New York, but here we are. This is where the magic happens. We have collected and thrifted treasures. We have some from, my hometown in Italy. We have glasses that I've collected over the years. This is really cool. This is a teacup statue. It's just a bunch of random teacups put together. I got this at a thrift store for like $5. It's just really cool. It reminds me of a dollhouse. You know how like dollhouses have like those little pretty teacups? And this is just like a statue of teacups. I mean, what is more kitchen treasure than that? Welcome to my dining room, but it's not really a dining room. This is where I create. This is where I come to think. This is where I make up schemes. I read books, I read magazines. This is really a place to get inspired and where I can really be free with my thoughts. I am in a constant state of play when I'm sitting here, so this is something really cool. This is what I call my thinking tray. It's literally a tray with what I'm thinking about. Maybe it's a color scheme, maybe it's a fabric, maybe it's a tassel that I want to add to a doorknob. I'm constantly thinking of like what I can create here and what I'm working on, and it really makes me happy to just have this there so I can continue to think about what this means to me and what I can create out of these things. It's just really fun in a way to keep my thoughts organized but still inspired so that I get the final product. Although I do have a lot of precious things, nothing here is too precious. I have a kid and you know, she has broken plenty of things here before, stained things, and you know, that's fine because we live here and I think you should be able to live in your home. You shouldn't be afraid to pass by things or touch things or use things. You should be able to live in your space exactly how you live. Maybe you should think about turning your dining room into an office like I did. Give this a try if you need a space to think and to play. Okay, now I'm gonna take you to my living room, which is right over here, literally 2 steps away. This room kind of took on a life of its own because it does share a space with the dining room office. I really wanted to feel cohesive and connected, but I do have a method to my madness. It's actually called the 3-4-5 decorating method, and this is a formula that anybody can use to decorate their space to achieve the perfect mix every time. If you're a maximalist like me, you're gonna start off with 3 patterns, mix in 4 period styles and eras, and then finish off with 5 textures and or colors. And this will really give you a custom look that looks like you. And this is what I have here by using my 3-4-5 method. Let me show you the thing when people come over, they're like, what is that? This would be my Staffordshire Doggy Wall. These are all collected over a period of time at thrift stores, estate sales, tag sales, and they're just really funny. I really love funny, clever things. I'm not really serious and I'm constantly in a state of play. So this is kind of like my version of like having oil portraits, but they're little doggies with little fez hats. Okay, let me show you something I did especially for you guys, but it's also the best DIY, renter-friendly, cheapest, most impactful thing you can do. This red grosgrain ribbon goes right over the line. It's a $10 ribbon roll with Elmer's purple glue. It's washable, and it just goes all around the perimeter of the room, around the doorways, and over the baseboards. And it creates this really nice kind of dividing effect or architectural detail when there really is none here. And it also ties in the red in the fez hats, the red in all the other aspects of the room, and I just like how it looks. Let me take you to this side of the room and show you another creative DIY that I've done that I think is really cool and you should probably try. This is a folding screen that I made from fabric and just regular canvas, and I just added hinges. It was super easy. I used spray adhesive to wrap the fabric in the canvas, and then I attached it all together, and this hides the TV. That way it's like, okay, it's giving pattern, it's giving color, it's giving art. It also ties into a couple of other trompe l'oeil elements in the apartment, and I just like that I don't have to look at the TV. Now let me show you the BRAT Hallway. Welcome to my BRAT Hallway. This was BRAT before it was BRAT, by the way. I know most people wouldn't paint any wall this color because it's very, very bright. It's almost like hurtful to the eyes, but I love it. It's one of my favorite colors. And this came about because I have these bird prints that I found in a book that was Thrifted bird Audubon prints, and I just framed them in these beautiful frames that I had my husband spray paint with some glossy red paint. And then I had hung them here with these blue ribbons that are a ode to Mario Boatta, who's my favorite designer. And he used to make these ribbons like much nicer than these, but these are like the DIY version where they're just held together with hot glue and a safety pin. And I just really love how the colors play well together with this red, this blue, and this really, really bright green. Now this really bright green also ties into the art bowls by Jenny Andrews in the dining room. So like all these colors repeat. This red frame repeats in the red grosgrain ribbon around the perimeter of the ceiling. Like all these colors kind of tie into each other in every room. And this is really how I like to design a space. This is what I call threading. It's a way to curate your art so that it looks collected and not like it's from a catalog. So like I said, I keep connecting all these elements so that the spaces really feel cohesive and organic and really like me. Welcome to my dressing room, AKA My treasure trove. I have so much fun just getting outfits together, playing with jewelry, collecting really fun shoes. And my fashion is very much like my decorating process. I pretty much look at clothes as I do furniture pieces. So I would dress my body the same way I would dress a room. I love color, I love pattern, I love texture. And usually I like to play with all of them in one outfit. There's really no limit to the imagination here. I just have to make sure that it feels like me and that I feel good in what I'm wearing. Okay, now that you saw the magic, let me take you to my full drip bathroom. This is such a fun space. The design came about because wallpaper is very expensive. Fabric is very expensive. And I knew the place to pattern drench, AKA full drip, where there is a pattern repeat in all of the pieces in the room, whether it's upholstery, whether it's wall covering, like you have the shower curtain here, you have the sink skirt, that is pattern drenching and also what I call a full drip. And I knew that that would be more economical to do this in a bathroom because it's a much smaller space. There's not a lot of square footage. There's not a lot of materials to be needed or labor. So it was really the most economical way to do a full drip, some kind of idea like this kind of design on a budget while still making probably the biggest impact in the space. My favorite piece in this bathroom is this gorgeous piece of art. It's this bold, beautiful, kind of like geometric abstract. I don't even know what to call it, honestly, but I love it so much. And the best thing about this was that it was completely free. I found this when I was walking down the block with my daughter, pushing my stroller when she was a little baby, and it was just sitting on the sidewalk. And this is the thing about New York, that you can literally find treasure anywhere, as I hope you have seen from this episode of this house tour. The treasure is literally everywhere, on the street, in the trash, in your recycle bin downstairs, like it's everywhere. And I picked this up, I threw it into my stroller, and I walked home with it, and it lives here. Okay, enough of this full drip, although I love it so much. Let's go to the next room. Welcome to my daughter's room. This is my most meaningful space, probably in the whole apartment. It really reflects me, but it also reflects my daughter, who actually has the same birthday. Literally, that's my twin. It came about really, I want to say organically, because none of this stuff was something that I had in mind when I was first designing this space. Everything kind of like happened by chance. First, I found these gorgeous chintz curtains on Facebook Marketplace for $100. These actually go on the windows. So these would go around the window frame, and then the curtains would be on each side, and they would be just very luxurious window dressings. But I knew when I saw these that I could make a canopy bed. And I knew one day if I had a kid, I'd want a canopy bed. This portrait right here is one of my favorite pieces of art. This is a cat that I bought for my daughter for her second birthday. I got it on Facebook Marketplace. It's a beautiful original portrait of this beautiful cat. I feel like this is my daughter's spirit in a cat form. Like, it's very special. And I love that this cat is the first thing you see when you walk into the room. You're walking through the green BRAT hallway with these gorgeous red frames with the blue ribbons, and you tie that all in to the blue pillows, the blue in the portrait, the blue in the chintz canopy. Everything relates back to each other. This is how we create this like really cool cohesion between each and every single room. This balloon chandelier is really special. I found her at a thrift store for $9.99. One of the best deals ever. And when I saw it, I thought, oh, this would be amazing in a little kid's room. And this is really special because we had a very hard time getting pregnant. So when I found the chandelier, I didn't even know if that was going to be a possibility for us. And we went through several cycles of IVF. And when we finally got pregnant, I had designed this whole space around a little boy. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna use the balloon chandelier, and I'm gonna use the Cavaleire balloon wallpaper, and it's gonna be red, white, and blue theme, and I'm gonna do it up, and it's gonna be amazing. And then I ended up not having that baby, and we were so excited to finally have a boy in the family, and it just did not work out. I really could not, in my mind, just give this chandelier to another baby. I just couldn't do it. It was not gonna happen. So I ended up doing a different theme for my daughter's room, and I'm happy because it took some time for me to get over that. And then when it was time for her big girl room, I knew that, okay, now I can use this chandelier and I'm okay with that. But now when I come in, especially when I'm walking in from the hallway, looking at this chandelier and then looking at the bed, I feel nothing but peace. And I'm really happy with this decision and I love it so much. Okay, so now we're in my entry gallery, which is very museum-like. There's a lot of different art here, and it is very bold, very bright, very beautiful. And some of the pieces here were found in the trash. I saved a bunch of these pieces from the actual garbage. Literally, they were sitting in a bag of garbage. And there were about 13 paintings, and I had a bunch of them reframed and I hung them here. Now, these other pieces, some you might recognize. This is the sister piece to the Margaret Batak, which is in the breakfast nook, and it's gorgeous. But you see what I'm saying here about connecting the rooms? Like there's a piece there, there's a piece here when you walk in. And the rest of the pieces are pieces I've kind of accumulated throughout my life at thrift stores, at estate sales. They're all original. All of them have not been for more than, I don't know, $20. Art should feel collected because it should show who you are as a person and what you collect. So it should basically show your personality. Think about museums. When you go to a museum, how is their art displayed? When you go to a gallery, how is their art put together? And kind of like try to emulate not the look, not the style, but the feeling you get when you put your art together and how it looks as a whole. All right, y'all, that's it for me. Thank you so much for coming over. I hope you leave feeling inspired, maybe to thrift, maybe to decorate. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty inspired. I think I'm gonna hit up the thrift store right now and, let me know what you find out here because there's treasure to be had. Bye.